Mataji is the heart and soul of Bhakti Sangha. Rupa Goswami says in his book Nectar of Devotion that one who practices pure devotional service constantly serves Krishna favorably as a Krishna so desires. A spark or glimpsing of it is seen when we see Vinaya Mataji diligently involved in doing varied Bhakti Sangha services, be in coordinating Srimad Bhagavatham classes, doing Damodar kids classes, or uploading all the videos to the YouTube channel. She does chanting and reading services on many days and is quick to respond and take over the services when someone is unable to do so. She doesn't miss even a single lecture and is always there in coordination of all the classes in the group. She even cooks for many home programs and helps devotees conduct various programs. She is our morning chanting alarm clock, inspiring all of us to come on the conference, Japa conference. A very selfless, hard-working devotee, Vinaya Mataji was introduced to Krishna consciousness in 2011, and with the wonderful association of Kesari Mataji and Anjana Gupta Mataji, and great guidance by Kalasudha Mataji, she has immersed herself in non-stop devotional services, so much so that she has lovingly becoming the heart and soul of Bhakti Sangha. She is also a very good mother, nurturing her daughter Vranja in Krishna consciousness. She is aspiring devotee of His Holiness Jai Parak Swami Maharaj. Hare Krishna Mataji, I'll hand out the call to you. Thank you so much, Mataji. Dhanavad Pranam. All goes to Srila Prabhupada, all goes to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for giving your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on the topic Srimad Bhagavatam. I'll hand out the call to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Vandana Mataji. It is all the introduction that you have did for me. It is only because of Kalasudha Mataji and Guru Maharaj. It is not me, Mataji, taking association of pure devotees. All that you see only because of them. All glories to them, Mataji. Thank you so much for such a beautiful introduction, Mataji. Hare Krishna, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak. Devotees are very merciful. They give opportunity to fallen people like me. I would like to thank Shyama Gauri Mataji, Kirtida Sundari Mataji, Preeti Vilasni Mataji for giving this opportunity. I also seek blessings from Kalasudha Mataji and Advaita Chandra Prabhu, Anjana Gopika Mataji and Keshvi Mataji, who brought me to Krishna consciousness and helped me to progress in my Krishna conscious life. Today's class is a small offering to all the Bhakti Sangha speakers. Thanks for helping me hear and learn Srimad Bhagavatam every day. I seek blessings from all the devotees on the call. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashta Prayeshu Abhatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistike Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namah Pankajanabhaya Namah Pankajamaline Namah Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangri. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, 22 chapter, 18th and 19th verse. 18th verse. Sanat Kumara Vacha Sadhu Prishtam Maharaja Sarva Bhuta Hitatmana Bhavata Vidusha Chapi Sadhunam Matiridrishim. Translation. Sanat Kumara said, My dear King Prithu, I am very nicely questioned by you. Such questions are beneficial for all living entities, especially because they are raised by you, who are always thinking of good of others. Although you know everything, you ask such questions because that is the behavior of saintly person. Such intelligence is befitting your position. purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Maharaj Prithu was well conversed in transcendental science, yet he presented himself before the Kumaras as one of ignorant of it. The idea is that even if a person is very exalted and knows everything before his superior, he should present questions. For instance, although Arjuna knew all the transcendental science, he questioned Krishna as if he don't know. Similarly, Prithu Maharaj knew everything, but he presented himself before the Kumaras as if he don't know anything. The idea is that questions by exalted persons put before the Supreme Personality of Godhead or his devotees are meant for the benefit of general people. Therefore, sometimes great personalities put themselves in that position and inquire from higher authorities because they are always thinking of the benefit of others. Moving on to the next verse. 19th verse. Sangamak kalu sadhunam ubesham cha sammatah yas sambhashana samprashnah sarvesham vitunotisham. Translation. Where there is a congregation of devotees, their discussions, questions and answers become conclusive to both the speaker and the audience. Thus such a meeting beneficial for everyone's real happiness. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hearing discussion among the devotees is only means to receive the powerful message of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For instance, Bhagavad Gita has been well known to all over the world for a very long time, especially in the Western world. But because the subject was not discussed by devotees, they were not not a single person in the West became Krishna conscious before the Krishna conscious movement was founded. But when the same Bhagavad Gita was presented through the disciple session, the effect of spiritual realization was immediately manifested. Sanat Kumara was one of the Kumaras informed Prithu Maharaj that his meeting with the Kumaras benefited not only Prithu Maharaj but Kumaras as well. When Narada Muni questioned Lord Brahma about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Brahma thanked Narada Muni for giving him a chance to speak about the Supreme Lord. Therefore, questions put by a saintly person to another saintly person about the Supreme Personality of Godhead or about the ultimate goal of life surcharge everything spiritually. Whoever takes the advantage of such discussion is benefited both in this life and the next life. The word Ubesham can be described in many ways. Generally, there are two classes of men, materialists and the transcendentalists. By hearing discussion between the devotees, both the materialist and transcendentalist are benefited. The materialist is benefited by association with the devotees because his life then become regulated so that his chance of becoming devotee or making the present life successful for understanding the real position of the living entity is increased. When one takes advantage of this opportunity, he is assured of human form in the next life or may be liberated completely and go back to Godhead. The conclusion is that if one practices in a discussion of a devotee, he is both materially and spiritually benefited. The speaker and the audience are both benefited, and the karmis, the jnanis, are benefited. The discussion of spiritual matters among devotees is beneficial for everyone without expectation. Consequently, the Kumaras admitted that not only was the king benefited by such meeting, but the Kumaras were as well. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, the chapter we are currently reading is Prithu Maharaj meeting with the four Kumaras. I would like to give a brief introduction until the 17th verse so that we can understand today's verse very nicely. So far in this chapter, we have seen from verse 1 to 6 how the four Kumaras descended from the sky. Seeing their effulgence, immediately Prithu Maharaj could understand who they are. The kings and citizens immediately received them with eagerness. How the senses goes towards the object of senses. With great humility, Prithu Maharaj honored them and gave them a seat on the golden throne. Coming to the next verses 7 to 17, we see how Prithu Maharaj praised Kumaras and inquired from them. Prithu Maharaj considers himself as very fortunate because it is very difficult to get darshan of four Kumaras even by the great mystic yogis. Prithu Maharaj was feeling so great to have darshan of four Kumaras, and also he was praising them because they are distributing the causeless mercy and also traveling all over the universe and giving the glories of Krishna to everyone. And as a Grihastha, whenever Brahmana comes to our home, we should welcome them with very nice respect. Even though we are poor, don't have the money to welcome them, to give offering them anything, but still we have to try our best to give welcome to Brahmana because it is our minimum thing that as a grihastha that we can do for brahmanas as offering. If we don't do so, it is like our house is like a tree which is having venomous snakes. Prithu Maharaj welcomes with a pleasing words. He says, "Welcome, your best of Brahmanas, Dvija Srishtas, and also your great celibate, and dedicate and decided to remain young, keep up the vow celibacy." After glorifying them, Prithu Maharaj asked two questions to Kumaras. Sanat Kumara now begins to glorify Prithu Maharaj because he asked the excellent questions. Coming on to today's verse are 18 and 19. We are going to see what we can realize by reading these two purports of Srila Prabhupada. These two verses speaks about question and answers. Give question and answers. A question to a saintly person benefits to all people in general. Also, in that verse 19, we see that Prabhupada explains that even the Kumaras were benefited when Prithu Maharaj asked a question. Sanat Kumara himself satisfied by hearing such questions from Prithu Maharaj. So this you can see in the purport that Prabhupada was describing. Coming more into the discussion of the verse, these two verses mainly speaks about the question and answers. We see in our day-to-day life, we always tend to have so many questions and answers. As we are human beings, our nature is to question because we have that intelligence to question. Animals cannot do that because they don't have any intelligence to question. So generally, what do we question? We question that where is my food? Where is my money? Where is my shelter? If not anybody asking, we try to Google it on the Google because these days Google is a one place where we try to question all our questions so that Google can give anything that we wanted, right? So we try to question there so many things about how can I fix my baby crib, or how can I fix my car, how can I get great deals for my shopping. So many things that we ask generally, so many questions on the bodily platform. So these bodily platform questions will not benefit us, will not give us a permanent solution. So, what are the questions we must ask to the saintly person? So that we are going to see now. First question is, who am I? What is my relationship with God? How do I connect with God? So these are three questions to be asked. If you get a permanent solution to your problems, the real problems is the birth, death, old age and diseases. So we must inquire from the saintly persons to get rid of these problems, that like birth, death, and old age disease, so that we can go back to Godhead, back to Goloka Vrindavan, and happily enjoy with Krishna and not having any problem of bodily problems over there. So, as long as we are questioning on the bodily conception of life, then we are just simply wasting our precious time and our previous precious human form of life. Because only in the human form you can inquire, right? We cannot do it in the animal form. So we cannot waste this life. We don't know what's going to happen in our next life, whether we are going to get this chance or not. So we should utilize this chance and ask very important questions so that we can go back to Godhead. If we are not doing so, we are no better than the animal. Then we'll still go on struggling into this bodily conception of life and keep on getting birth again and again, facing the same problems. So we should try to inquire about absolute truth so that we can go to back to Godhead and enjoy with Supreme Personality of Godhead. We see in this chapter, Prithu Maharaj asked Kumaras two questions. First one, can there be any good fortune for people like us whose only aim is sense gratification and who have fallen in this ocean of samsara by their own activities? This question was asked by Prithu Maharaj in verse number 13. The second question, by what means will there be a benefit? Will there be benefit for those suffering in the material world? This question was asked by Prithu Maharaj in the verse number 15. So now I would like to give a small brief introduction about four Kumaras here. Four Kumaras were great personalities created by Lord Brahma himself. When he created them, he gave all the knowledge of self-realization and everything. And then he told them to increase the progeny. But however, four Kumaras did not agree for that. They know that by doing so, they will get entanglement of this material world and they will get attached to this samsara and they cannot get the time to have the self-realization. So they decided to live lifelong brahmacharis. So they would always remain as 5-year-old, never been agitated by the problem of sex desires. So the Kumaras were very exalted Brahmanas and great devotees of the Lord. Prithu Maharaj then welcomes them very nicely and instead of wasting his time of asking of the mundane question, how was your journey, was everything okay? This is all the question we ask for the normal people. The saintly persons are not in that level. Saintly persons are body is like very transcendental, even though they look like very old or they are having some problems. You may see with our material eyes, we may see that they may have problem, but they are very equal with any problems that have, whether it is hot, cold, whether it is sad, happiness. Saintly person are always in transcendental, just observing in always Krishna Leela. So for them, there is no question of asking whether it is good or bad. They are always in the transcendental loving service towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here, but in case of Kumaras, Prithu Maharaj could also see that when Prithu Maharaj appeared when Kumaras appeared in front of Prithu Maharaj from the sky, the effulgence, you can see that it was created that so brightness. You can know that these people are not ordinary people. These people came to enlighten us, so they could already know that. So he did not waste his time by asking all the mundane questions, all the bodily conception of questions. He asked a very nice question that how do I get rid of this bodily conception and go back to God, back to Krishna? Asking question is very theme of all scriptures. Prithu Maharaj asked a question to Sukadeva Goswami. Sanaka asked a question to Sutta Goswami, and we got Srimad Bhagavatam. We see here 6 questions that Sonaka Rishi asked Sutta Goswami. First one, what is the absolute ultimate good for everyone. Second one, what is the essence of all scriptures? Third one, why did Lord Krishna appears himself? Fourth one, please describe the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Fifth one, please tell us the purpose of 10 best known incarnations. Sixth one, where has religions taken shelter now that Krishna had left this world? So all these questions brought us Srimad Bhagavatam. Today we have Srimad Bhagavatam. We are relishing Srimad Bhagavatam. So because of all these questions asked by great sages and answered by great sage, any discussion between the great personalities gives us the great scriptures that is called Srimad Bhagavatam. Moving on to the next part of the discussion, here we can see that Arjuna also asked the question to Krishna, so that we got Bhagavad Gita. These questions and answers between two exalted persons is for Loka Kalyanam, for benefit of entire world. In the same way, we see this in the Shadagoswami Astakam. We have this verse. नाना शास्त्र विचारण कै निपुनो सद्धर्म संस्थापको लोकानां हितकारणै त्रिभुवने मान्यौ शरण्याकरो राधा कृष्ण पदारविन्द भजना नन्द मत्तौलिको वन्दे रूप सनातन रघुयुगो श्रीजीव गोपालको. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principle for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the world. So here you can all over the world, and they are worth taking shelter because they are observed in the moods of the gopis, and they are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Radha and Krishna. So here we can see in this Shadagoswami Astakam, all the Goswamis are glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, also glorifying the devotees or singing any bhajan. Everything is only for to make the general mankind become happy and get to give the message to the all the worldly people about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here in this verse, you can see this word Lokanam Hitakarana, means for the worldly welfare, for whole entire world, that this message of the Supreme Personality of Godhead can benefit. So we should always try to take shelter of all these Goswamis who are rendering their service like a gopis, in the mood of gopis, always singing the glories of Radha and Krishna. So when we take this shelter of Radha and Krishna and the Shada Goswamis, so that we can always get that service attitude to serve Krishna and Radha. So that is what we can understand from this Shada Goswami Astakam, the verse that I have recited. Just a little explanation about the Bhagavad Gita that Arjuna questioned to Krishna. So we see that how Arjuna has questioned to Krishna about his problems. We think that it was his problems, but in general we can see that Prabhupada also so many times said that it was not Arjuna problems, it was our problems. Only Arjuna put it in front of Krishna so that we can learn from it. We can realize that. So we can know the importance of Bhagavad Gita. It is told by many devotees by their own experience, that when they have any problem in their life, they just hold the Bhagavad Gita and close their eyes, and when they open and see whatever page comes to them, they find the answer. This is real fact that many of our devotees have experienced. I know that, and we are experiencing us daily, because we know that much great the Bhagavad Gita is. We are very thankful to Prabhupada for giving us Bhagavad Gita, and so that we can get out of all the problems. So even though we try to Google for many problems that in day-to-day life, that waste of time, nothing that you are get entangled. Instead of doing that, we can take Bhagavad Gita and we can find our answers. Or instead of that, you can just go Google ISKCON Design Tree or find Prabhupada Vani. So we can see that Prabhupada is describing everything, how to get rid of these problems, how we can go back to Godhead. So that we can see from Bhagavad Gita. Now, to whom to ask a question? How do we know that whom to ask the question and what do we ask the question? How do we know that is that person is qualified or not? The first question first thing we have to check is if that person is qualified or not. We have to see that is that person is saintly. The next one you have to check is that person is preaching about Lord, and the third one you have to check on is that person is coming from the bona fide parampara. So if you satisfy with these three, you can think that that person is coming from, that person is not going to speak from his mind, but he's speaking from the scriptures. That words will definitely benefit us to reach to the supreme goal. Because if somebody is speaking from their mind, that is their thoughts, right? That is not right. In some cases, you see that whatever I feel good, you may not feel that is good, because that is my thoughts. Your thoughts are different and my thoughts are different. But when we speak from the Shastras, that is not my thought or your thought. That is the Supreme Personality of Godhead thoughts and our previous Acharya's thought. That will never go wrong, and that will definitely make us reach to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we can see in the Bhagavad Gita that we have this verse, Tatviti pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninastatvadarshinaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. So now we have to know how do we approach the spiritual master. I would like to give a small example here. If somebody has invited you for the dinner, would you like to go there with the empty stomach, or you already eat at your home and you approach there? We don't go already by eating our stomach full. We don't go there, right? Because they have invited us with very love and affection, and they have cooked very elaborated prasadam, yummy prasadam. So we have to go there for eating the prasadam. Not that already we fill our stomach with lot of prasadam and go there. So that there we cannot even drink water when they are offering us. So in the same way, when we approach our spiritual master, we should not go with all full of mind thoughts and also all the answers that already there in our mind. If we do so, whatever knowledge that spiritual master is giving to us cannot be taken by us, because we are full. Our mind is full, our stomach is full, no more food, no more even single drop of water into our stomach, right? In the same way, even a single thought of a single word of our guru can go into our mind, and that will not at all help us. Guru is so merciful. He wants to give us all the love and affection to us, so that we can go to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and serve him. So to get that mercy of Guru, we should go with the clean mind, with the empty mind. So we can get the love and affection from our spiritual master. And going into further discussion about the verse, we see that people in general waste their time about reading the newspaper in the early morning. What they do is like they just get up from the bed, they hold in one hand a coffee cup and the other hand a newspaper, and just they want to waste their time by reading the newspaper. What does Prabhupada speak about this? Let us know that. Prabhupada says that reading newspaper or mundane news or mundane talks is just a waste of time, foolish thing to do. So instead of doing that, if we read Srimad Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, which is going to help us which is going to help us to realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prabhupada says here, today's news is going to be waste for the next day, right? Today's newspaper that we are reading is not going to be important for the next day. We see in India, today's newspaper, they just, whatever there is there, they just keep it aside and then sell it to the people, and then you see in India that in idli shop, people were packing the idlis in that previous day of newspaper. So that much waste reading that newspaper, and it is no use of having that newspaper reading in the morning in bringing that newspaper into our life. Instead of that, the Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. If you see, Bhagavad Gita has written 5,000 years ago, spoken by Krishna to Arjuna. But till now, we are able to hear that Bhagavad Gita, and we can get the guidance. We are now solving our problems, even though it was given 5,000 years ago. So that is the difference between mundane things that we have in our day to life, and the spiritual things that we have in our day to day life. So we should be very careful to put our life completely spiritually, so that we can get benefit. We can also see that in our Bhakti Sangha conference call, we see so many speakers speaking about Srimad Bhagavatam every day, even though they are speaking same verse or same examples or same pastimes, but still you feel that taste, right? It is very pleasing for us. Like if you see rasgulla, wherever you bite the rasgulla, it is very sweet. So in the same way, how many ever times we read Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, it gives us pleasure, not like a newspaper where you read today and it is going to be put it in the trash for the next day. It's not like that. So that is the difference between the spiritual things and the material things. Going further in the purport, here we can see that Prabhupada is explaining when Narada Muni questioned Lord Brahma about Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Brahma thanked Narada Muni for giving him a chance to speak about Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, questions put by the saintly person and to another saintly person about the Supreme Personality of Godhead or about the ultimate goal of life surcharges everything spiritually. Whoever takes the advantage of such discussion is benefited both in this life and the next life. So I would like to give an example here again. What is the difference between mundane talks and the spiritual talks? If you see two rickshawalas sitting and talking about their profit for that day, how much they are going to talk about? Profit is for them is like just 100 rupee or 200 rupees, just less than, very less amount, right? So that is not going to be very interesting to hear about. But if you see the stock exchange profits, you see that, oh, that is, you will be very curiosity to know, oh, what is going to happen today, how much profit they are going to get. So that is the difference between the spiritual discussion and the material discussions. The material discussions are very low, the translate discussions between the two rickshawala, and the spiritual discussion has high, so much that how we are very enthusiastic to know about world financial things. So it is that important, and it is going to be it is going to benefit for many people. Like if I am talking about Krishna, even though there was a materialistic person who don't know about anything about Krishna, by uttering name of Krishna, Krishna means the Krishna is present in front of us, Krishna is there in front of us. If you chant water will not come in front of us, but if you chant Krishna, Krishna is present, you can feel that transcendental pleasure is there in your body. You can feel that sensation that Krishna is there with you, in you, and is always protecting you. So that is a difference. Even you can see in the purport, Prabhupada explains that when you talk about Krishna, by even hearing that word Krishna, that materialistic person will get a chance to get know about more spiritual things and get out of this material world and go back to Godhead. So again, I would like to give an example about the disciple line that Prabhupada was explaining in the purport. He was explaining in the purport that in the 19th verse, he was explaining that before ISKCON came to Western world, Bhagavad Gita was there. But nobody knows that. Nobody was showing any importance to that. Why? Because that was not coming through parampara. I would like to give an example here for that. If there is a bike, you are riding a bike, and I will remove the chain from the pedal, and you can see that you cannot go anywhere. You'll be there itself. You are going to waste all your energy, and you will just lose your calories and you lose some weight, but you're not going to move from there, right? You'll just be there only because you are just thinking that your strength is great, but you cannot we cannot do anything by ourselves. We just need to surrender to Krishna. When we are connected to the parampara, then we can see that spiritual journey is so nice, so smooth, and we can progress one step together, and just we can reach the Krishna. We can see Draupadi example also. When she wanted to save herself, it was not possible. When she called out Krishna, then immediately Krishna helped. So that is the differences between the taking shelter of Guru and going to the Supreme Lord, or going by your own strength. So that is the difference you can see. Even Prabhupada was explaining in the purport 19th verse. So we can see even Prabhupada explains that in his discussions in one of the lecture, that he is telling that Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is very very pure, that even all the Vedas, Upanishads, everything is burnt in the fire, but we just have Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, we can get relief from all these problems. So how do we approach to the spiritual master? We have already seen we have to be very humble. How do we get this humbleness? By serving the devotees. When we serve the devotees, we cleanse our heart, and then we become very humble, and then we'll come to the mood of servant of the servant, dasanudasa. How do we can see that this Bhagavad Gita sloka, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmanne Gavyastine Sunichaiva Swapake cha Panditah Samadarshina. The humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, sees with equal vision a learned and a gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater. So when we cleanse our heart, we will become like a pandit. We can see everybody equal, and we can come to the platform where we can understand our Guru, and we can take our Guru's instructions very nicely, and we can reach back to Godhead, back to Krishna. So coming to the last few realizations that I have got from this verse is like whole of this topic is talking about question and answers. Only question and answers that are discussed for our spiritual journey is going to benefit us. Other than that, it is not going to benefit. The person who is asking question is also benefited. The person who is also answering, that person is also benefited. So here I would like to give a small example of Prabhupada, who always quotes it in his discussion. A frog stays all night and croaks very loudly. By hearing the frog sound, the snake comes and say, "Mr. Frog, I'm coming here. You don't have to worry. I'm coming here and I'm going to eat." So here the snake represents the time. So we should think wisely and use our tongue by glorifying the Supreme Lord, so that we can go back to Godhead. Back to Krishna. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. I'm sure I did a lot of mistakes. I'm not at all qualified to speak in front of all of you. I took this opportunity as my service to Guru and Krishna. Please bless me and please correct me. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinaya Mataji. Thank you so much for a wonderful class, Mataji. It was so inspiring, all the points you have mentioned. Thank you so much, Mataji. If anybody have any questions or realization, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Vinaya Mataji. What a wonderful class. You have cited so many practical examples and given the importance of Guru, Shastras, and the Devotees Association by giving so many practical examples, Mataji. A beautiful class, Mataji. I liked it. Thank you so much, Mataji. There are, I myself, I don't feel any corrections. You did a very wonderful job, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Supriya Mataji, for coming on the call and encouraging me. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinaya Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Very beautiful class and such appropriate points, a lot of practical examples and explanation in detail. Thank you very much for this nectarian class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Sarojani Mataji, learning from you many things by associating with you regularly. Thank you, Mataji, for teaching always and encouraging me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Vinaya Mataji, Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. How nicely you narrating Shishi Bhagavatam class. Please give your association regularly. Mataji, you explained very nicely about the Google example that even in devotee's life there is so many problems, but it's not solved. It's solved by Shishi Bhagavatam and Shishi Bhagavad Gita only. And the other example you are given that we have to go empty stomach when we are going to Vaishnava house, so that we can eat by mercy of Shri Radha Gopinath and eat a narrating eat a prasadam, nice prasadam cooked by Vaishnava. Like that we have to go empty stomach when we are hearing Shri Bhagavatam, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Shri Bhagavad Gita from the preacher. Each and every preacher, there is no senior and junior. Today you explain very nicely and prove that there is no one is senior and junior in Bhakti, Mataji. I hear from Gaur Gopal Das. Thank you, Mataji. So many points to cover, but so many Matajis also wants to explain. Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Hari Hari Bol, Jai Shri Radha.
Thank you, Vrinda Gopika Mataji, for such a beautiful realization. Thank you for coming on the call and encouraging me. And thank you for such a beautiful word saying that no senior and junior. To show that only, Mataji, many people are very senior, but they are not coming forward to talk. I know they are very talented, Mataji, but they are not talking. If I talk, such a fallen girl, I am talking who don't know anything, who don't know how to speak English, who don't know how to speak Sanskrit verses. I am talking means anybody can talk, Mataji. To show that only, to inspire many people who are very eligible to speak about Krishna and distribute Krishna to whole world, Mataji. To show that only, today I took this service, Mataji. Thank you so much for your encouraging words, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinaya Mataji. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful class, Mataji. Said so many points you covered. And we know Srila Prabhupada has given so many examples. But then for the normal people to understand, you gave such the practical examples also. It was such beautifully, wonderful preparation, Mataji, and wonderful presenting it also. And you said it very true, Mataji. Like, preaching is not for yourself. It is not for to show how much I know. It is just if we are having, that's the reason we have a spiritual master. And we are just like parrots, just repeating whatever they have said. It is nothing from our side to, like, I think like we do not have that capacity to even talk, but only because of the mercy of our spiritual master and because of their instructions only we are trying to present their knowledge, nothing from our side. And you're such a humble soul. You presented it very well, Mataji. Thank you so much for your association. And I think Vrinda Gopika Mataji forgot, but we are going to tell you to sing today. So at the end, you can sing something for us, Mataji. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna, Sitavriti Mataji. So correctly said, Mataji. When we are trying to preach, when we are whatever we are speaking, we are not speaking. It's our Guru and Krishna speaking within us, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. So true, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Thank you for encouraging me, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vinaya. Hare Krishna, Vinaya Mataji, Dharma Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. Such a wonderful class. It was such an honor to listen to your class and hear your wonderful realizations. And basically, I felt that you spoke from the heart. Everything what you said, it came out so sincerely from the heart. So we could relate to it so wonderfully. And the way you talked about how to avoid talking about mundane matters, which are basically a waste of time, and spend our time as much as we can, since the human life is so precious, to inquire into who am I. So, and then you talked about so many practical examples. The last one, especially that croaking of the frog. If we kind of indulge in all those mundane conversations, it's like a croaking of the frog, and then we'll be eaten by the snake. Yeah, which is the Maya. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Please give your classes regularly. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Palika Mataji. Thank you so much for encouraging me, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Vinaya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much, Mataji. It was really very nice class. And so many example, every description you gave the example, I really like, Mataji. And it was so much of relating, means we can really understand the things what you were saying, Mataji. Mataji, I could not understand one example. You were telling in the rickshaw wala they were talking yes about the profit. Maybe I didn't put full attention. Can you one time repeat that example, Mataji?
Sure, Mataji, I can repeat. Here, the main essence of that example was like the small things which are, if you say about money, which is less amount of money discussion, profits about less, 1,000 rupees profit, nobody will talk, right? Lakhs and crores of rupees profit, they would like to see that how the world's finance is going on, how much we are saving for the world. We like to hear. So here, in that lecture, what I've heard from was that Prabhu was explaining about this example that when you take about the rickshaw wala's profit, nobody will think about it. It's because the 1,000 rupees profit. In this, if you think about the stock exchange profit, it is in the lakhs of rupees, crores of rupees. So you'll show interest to hear about how much profit we are getting, like that. In the same way, material things are nothing important in our life. It's not at all going to give any importance as like a rickshaw wala discussion. If you are taking a spiritual discussion, it will give us much importance because it is a spiritual talk. Like Krishna is spiritual, so it can be shown interest in all the people in world as like a world finance discussions, like that Mataji I have described. Did you understand now, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, I fully understand. Maybe, yeah, you elaborate so nicely now. Thank you so much, Mataji. It was so nice. So many verses you put, and then also I like Brinda Gopika Mataji was telling that point. We should go empty stomach, and then we'll fully take advantage of our guru or our senior devotees. That was really nice, and you put that 6 Goswami Ashtakam because that was so nice, Mataji. And also, yeah, Sita Priti Mataji was telling, please sing something, Mataji, at the end of the class. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji, coming and giving your association.
Anjana Gopika Mataji, thank you that you did for me all these years, Mataji. Because of you, I'm here. It is all because of you. All glories to you, Anjana Gopika Mataji, for bringing me into Krishna consciousness, for teaching me Bhagavad Gita for many years, and always guiding me whenever I am in need, Mataji. Hari Bol. It's all because of you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinaya Mataji. Thank you so very much for the class. I really, really appreciate the topic about asking questions because on a personal level, that's sometimes an issue for me. I don't always know which questions to ask or the right questions to ask, and your class today gave me guidance with that. I also really appreciate. I thought it was so beautiful what you shared from the purport of verse 19 about how the Gita was known throughout the world, but because it was not given by parampara or by devotees, it didn't have the effect that it should have. And I think that's so beautiful to know, and it gives me more appreciation for Srila Prabhupada and bringing this to us, and it makes it so clear as to why ISKCON is growing so much because this is the Gita and all of this, and Bhagavatam and all of this knowledge is coming from devotees. And I also love the part, the very end, when you talked about, you gave us advice on how to gain humility, which is just to serve the devotees. It's very simple. And it's something that we're always kind of searching for. Again, personally, I'm always trying to learn how to be more humble, and this was just practical advice. So thank you so much for all of your instruction. I appreciate it so very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Tiffany Mataji. Thank you so much for your encouraging words. So true, Mataji. Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, we are very grateful to Srila Prabhupada and ISKCON. Because of ISKCON, we are able to learn about Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Thank you so much, Mataji. Please bless me. You are very senior. Please bless me so that I can always progress in my Krishna conscious life, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinaya Mataji. Very, very wonderful explanation, all the nice verses and different, so many points, and gave answer to all the points. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Komadiki Mataji. It is all because of your association, Mataji. You are like mother in the conference call. Thank you always being with us and blessing all of us, Mataji. Hare Krishna, it is all because of your blessings. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinaya Mataji, Dandot Pranama, Augusti Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Very, very beautiful class, Mataji. How nicely you put all the points and how nice examples you have given, Mataji. It's really amazing. It's like, your classes doesn't seem like you are giving for the first time, Mataji. It's really amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lal. Thank you, Shamagori Mataji, for such a beautiful words. It is all because of you, Mataji. You bring all such wonderful speakers to Bhakti Sangha so that I am learning from all of them, Mataji. Thank you so much. It is all because of Bhakti Sangha. All glories to Bhakti Sangha, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinaya Mataji, Dandot Pranams. So happy to hear this class. Feel very, very fortunate to be hearing this today. Thank you so much. Lovely class. Love everyone. It's so nice. It's so nice. Your entire content was very nice. The example of chain, I really like the chain being connected to the bike, and your favorite Rasgulla example. Both were amazing. Thank you so much. You did an awesome job. Your content was excellent. You quoted from different scriptures. You gave very appropriate examples. You stuck to the purport of Prabhupada, and you threw so much light in the entire content that was presented in verse 18 and 19. Fantastic class. Very, very grateful to you. This is an amazing task that you have taken up. You really did justice to these two verses, Mataji. Thank you very much for giving us an opportunity to hear from you. It was beautiful. Hare Krishna. And the comments by all the devotees was also very, very beautiful. Very beautiful, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Preeti Vilasni Mataji, for your blessings and for your sweet words. It is all because of you, Mataji, learning from your classes, from Madhava class, from Govinda class. This is all from kids classes, Mataji, and also our CC classes and Srimad Bhagavatam class. Thank you for always being with me and guiding me and helping me, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinaya Mataji. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. You said so many points and they were all amazing. But my favorite was when you said whenever a question was asked, a great scripture like Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, or for that matter, teachings of Lord Chaitanya had appeared for us, and it is such a like it touched my heart, and like so much of love for those scriptures just because somebody asked question or some people asked the question. It was very, very wonderful. Feel so very grateful being here in Bhakti Sangha, and we listened to all the speakers, but today was really, really wonderful. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Avinandana Mataji, for encouraging me. Thank you so much for being on the call and encouraging me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinaya Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Excellent class, Mataji. We should learn from you on how to actually put together. You put so many verses together. You explained on how the Bhagavatam came into being, and you talked about how this, even this particular chapter, how what is the advantage of having such question answer sessions. We should talk about just spiritual matters, and we should not have questions. And your Google example was also very, very interesting. Mataji, you also quoted so many verses from the Bhagavatam, from the Bhagavad Gita, so many of them, Mataji. Thank you so much for showing us how to actually present on such a forum. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Indu Mataji, for encouraging me. I'm waiting for your class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinaya Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. Very, very nice class, Mataji. You quoted so many shlokas and practical examples, and your realizations very wonderful, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laldangi Mataji, for being on the call and blessing me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. If anybody has any more question or comments for Mataji? Okay, so can we start reading now? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, we will do our Vraja Mandal Parikrama. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let's pay our obeisances to all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Vraja Mandal Parikrama ki jai. So today, Her Grace Lalitangi Mataji will be doing service of reading for us today. So I will hand over the call to Lalitangi Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji, for giving this opportunity. So we are going from Sheshashai to Sherkar. Yeah, we are going from Sheshashai to Sherkar. At the junction where we turn left towards Sherkar, we stop for morning class. Seeing as we are not passing through many pastime places today, we opt to speak from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's Chamatkara Chandrika. One day, Krishna found out that Mother Yashoda was packing nice clothes and valuable ornaments in a box which she intended to send as a gift for Srimati Radharani. Krishna was in a mischievous mood that day. So with the help of his friends, he secretly emptied the box of its contents, giving the goods to Dhanishta to carry to Javat, and he himself climbed into the box. The boys replaced the lid. And a short while later, Abhimanyu, who was in Nandagram on cowherd business, was asked by Mother Yashoda to take the box with him and give it to Srimati Radharani in a solitary place. She also gave Abhimanyu a message to deliver. O you who gives pleasure to my eyes, O you who bestows fame and glory on Kirtida, O Radhe, I have sent you an extremely brilliant box. It consists of ornaments just befitting your body, and I am sure you will cherish them to the utmost. By all of these dear things, may you become radiantly decorated every day. Thus, achieving great fortune and happiness, may you become enthused with newer life forever and ever. Chamatkara Chandrika. Hoisting the heavy box to his head, Abhimanyu walked back to Javat in a blissful mood. Krishna was also blissful, and inside the box had a wide grin on his beautiful face. Jatila was moved by Mother Yashoda's loving gesture. The old lady laughed joyfully and asked Abhimanyu to take the box immediately to Srimati Radharani's room. Just by seeing the box, the Lord's eternal consort felt the rise of ecstatic symptoms, and all the gopis also wondered what was inside. As soon as Abhimanyu left, they removed the lid only to see the dark complexioned son of Nanda jump out of the box. All the girls exclaimed, "Oh, oh, what is this?" The gopis were unable to check their laughter, and for a long time they enjoyed a blissful repartee with Krishna in the privacy of Srimati Radharani's room. The other pastime Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura describes took place on a day Jatila made a drastic move to separate Radha from Krishna. Jatila was so frustrated by Srimati Radharani's repeated encounters with Krishna that she decided to prohibit her from leaving the house. Everything was stopped. There would be no more baths in the Yamuna, no more Surya Puja outside the home, and no more cooking for Krishna in Nandagram. Kutila was told to keep a watchful eye on her sister-in-law. Fortunately, the divine couple came up with some transcendental trickery to overcome this obstacle. Vishaka ran to Jatila suddenly and, crying loudly, said that Srimati Radharani had just been bitten by a snake and was about to give up her life. Jatila was beside herself with distress and she rushed to Paurnamasi for help. After consulting with Gargi, the daughter of Gargamuni, Paurnamasi concluded that the only way to save Radhika's life was to call Vidyavali, Gargi's younger sister and an expert snake doctor. In reality, Vidyavali was none other than Sri Krishna, whom Gargi had dressed up as a beautiful girl earlier in the day. The Lord in his clever disguise was then taken to Javat to cure Srimati Radharani. At some point in the so-called treatment, Krishna asked Jatila and Kutila to leave him alone in the room with her. He locked the door from inside, stating that he would chant a special mantra that had the power to summon the snake that had bitten Radhika. Then Krishna began to imitate the voices of both Vidyavali and the snake, making it sound like they were having a conversation. During this fabricated conversation, Vidyavali questioned the snake thoroughly. The snake revealed that he was Lord Shiva's snake and has been sent to kill Srimati Radharani and Abhimanyu in order to punish Jatila for offending Durvasa Muni, a plenary portion of Lord Shiva. The offense? Jatila had falsely accused Krishna, Mahadeva's worshipable lord, and now, because of Srimati Radharani's confinement, he was prevented from enjoying her cooking. The snake explained that killing Abhimanyu and Srimati Radharani was a more fitting punishment than killing Jatila herself. For in this way, Jatila would remain alive to feel the pain of losing her son. The snake added that Abhimanyu would be bitten the following day. On hearing this, Jatila sobbed. She said from behind the door, "Hey Vidyavali, I hold on to your feet. Please, please pacify the king of the snakes somehow or other. I promise I will never again place obstacles before Sri Radhika. I will personally see to it that she goes to Nandagram every day to cook Sri Krishna's meals. And when she returns, I'll bow down and offer Durvasa Muni hundreds and hundreds of obeisances while praying, O best of sages, please forgive my offense. On one side, my intelligence has become dull due to becoming senile in my old age, and on the other side, I am known to be quite crazy. Therefore, please don't take my offense seriously. As for my daughter Kutila, she is really dull-brained and foolish. She continuously causes trouble and pain for my well-behaved daughter-in-law for no good reason at all." Chamatkara Chandrika. The snake was eventually pleased. with Jatila's repentance and announced that he was withdrawing the poison from Srimati Radharani's body. Before leaving, he warned Jatila not to make the same mistake again. Vidyavali then unlocked the door, and everyone rushed in jubilantly, surrounding Srimati Radharani and asking how she was feeling. Jatila and Kutila were overwhelmed with gratitude and felt that since the poison had only just been removed, it would be wise for the doctor to spend the night in Javat. They put her in the bed with Srimati Radharani. Gargi concurred, and Vidyavali was of course happy to oblige. Payagrama. Our parikrama soon passes through Payagrama, where Krishna is said to have drunk milk with his friends. The word Paya means milk. One day, while Krishna, Balarama, and the other cowherd boys were herding their cows, the boys became very hungry. Since their lunch had not yet arrived, they milked their own cows and drank the milk. Sherghat. The tarred road makes a left turn into the village of Sherghat. Sherghat was given this name because it is said to have been the village of Shekhar Gopa, one of Krishna's cowherd friends. We have been away from the glittering shores of the Yamuna for over a fortnight. Although we can't see her yet, we are no longer far from her and are eagerly anticipating her darshan. About 2 kilometers north of Shergar, on the bank of the Yamuna, is the village of Ujjani. When Krishna played his flute, its sweet vibrations stunned the inhabitants and animals of Vraja and caused buds to open. Yamuna Devi did not remain unaffected. When the sound of the flute reached her banks, she began to flow in the opposite direction, Ujjana, out of ecstasy. Thus the name Ujjani was given to this place. Not far from Shergar, one can also find the Kelan forest, also known as Kelatirtha, where Krishna and Balaram played for a long time, forgetting their meals until their mothers personally came to feed them. We go to day 22 from Shergar to Chirgar. Since leaving Mathura, we have been feeling separation from the Yamuna river. About 3 kilometers east of Shergar, just before Ramghat, we finally see her sacred waters. Yamuna Devi distributes transcendental knowledge about the sacred pastimes of the Supreme Lord Krishna and his eternal consort Radhika through all the three worlds as she flows over them. Whoever sings of her glories, be he the worst sinner, is immediately exonerated from all sins. She has become fragrant by the sandal paste and vermilion from Krishna's body melting into her waters whenever he performs his water sports. May that divine lady, Yamuna Devi, forever keep my heart free from all contaminations. Sri Yamuna Ashtakam, text 8. All glories to Ramaghat, where Lord Balarama performed this rasa dance. All glories to Lord Balarama, the son of Rohini. All glories to the residents of Vrindavana. While living in Dwaraka, Lord Balaram became anxious to see his parents and other Vrajavasis again. The Vrajavasis were also suffering in separation from him and were equally desperate to see him. One day, he decided to return to Vrindavana for a visit. Srila Jiva Goswami states that actually Krishna and Balarama both wanted to go to Vrindavan, but only Balaram was given permission by Devaki and Vasudev. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains why. The Yadus thought the Lord's beloved girlfriends are famous for their pure ecstatic love, and his parents are extremely affectionate toward him. Lord Krishna is controlled by pure love, so if he goes to see them, How will he be able to leave them and come back to us? With this in mind, the Yadus prevented Lord Hari from going, knowing that he becomes subservient to the pastimes in which he reciprocates the ever-increasing love of the inhabitants of Vraja. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.65.1 purport. Thus Balaram came to Vrindavan without Krishna. He stayed throughout the beautiful spring months of Chaitra and Vaishakha, mid-March to mid-May. During that time, he pacified Krishna's gopi friends and performed the Rasa Leela every night with his own gopis. The Bhakti Ratnakara mentions that those gopis, due to being too young at the time of Krishna's Rasa Leela, had been unable to participate in it. In the Gopala Champu, there is a conversation between Krishna and Balaram in Dwaraka, in which Balaram was specifically instructed by Krishna to fulfill those girls' desires in this way. In addition, the Garga Samhita says that those gopis were the daughters of the serpents of Patala Loka, and they had desired to enjoy a conjugal rasa with Anantasesha, an expansion of Lord Baladeva. Lord Sesha had promised them they would take birth in the houses of the cowherd men of Vraja, and then their desire would be fulfilled. As Lord Balarama enjoyed the company of his gopis on the banks of the Yamuna, the demigod Varuna, desiring to render service, sent his daughter Varuni, who took on the form of liquid honey oozing from the hollows of trees. Her aroma filled the forest, captivating Balarama and his consorts, and they drank the delicious ambrosial nectar to their full satisfaction. After drinking the liquor, Rohini Nandana became maddened as he began his rasa dance with his gopis. Some of the gopis played the mridanga, pinaka, veena or other instruments, while other gopis sang Balarama's glories with melodious songs. Lord Brahma and others were moved by the music. Sri Balarama himself became overwhelmed by the dancing, singing and music, and soon the Rasa Mandira was filled with unlimited happiness. Appearing intoxicated by Varuni, dance and jubilation, Lord Balarama asked Yamuna Devi to come to him so he could sport in her waters. Yamuna Devi, however, did not respond. She thought the Lord was talking the way he was because he was intoxicated. This made Balarama angry, and digging his plow into the earth, he began dragging the river toward him. He wrote, "Today you have no respect for me. Even though I called, you ignored my order and went your own way as you wished. Now I will divide you into 100 tiny streams." Garga Samhita. Yamuna Devi realized her mistake and fearfully fell at Lord Balarama's lotus feet, begging his forgiveness and shelter. When Balarama was pacified, he entered her waters with his consorts and enjoyed himself to his heart's content. This wonderful pastime happened here at Ramaghat. Even today, one can observe how in this place the Yamuna is particularly wide and divided into many branches. In the small temple, we take darshan of a beautiful white deity of Dauji. Lord Balaram is described by Srila Rupa Goswami as having a complexion that resembles the color of crystal. While touring Vrindavana, Nityananda Prabhu stayed at Ramaghat for some time. He played with the cowherd boys and ate yogurt, milk, roots and fruit whenever he felt hungry. He was perplexed, trying unsuccessfully to conceal his identity as Baladev. The local people said, "This must be Rohini Nandana traveling in Vraja as an Avaduta." Seeing Nityananda's divine performance, all people, young and old, became bewildered. There was an ardent Balaram Bhakta here at that time. When Nityananda Prabhu met him, he satisfied and overwhelmed his devotee by giving him darshan of his form as Lord Balaram. fact that Lord Nityananda is Lord Balaram is confirmed by Srila Narottam Das Thakura. Nandana Jai Sachinandana Sutta Hoilu Jai Balaram Hoilo Nitai Dina Hina Jata Jilo Harinama Uddarilo Tara Sakshi Jagai Madhai. Lord Krishna, the son of the king of Vraja, became the son of Sachi, and Balaram became Nitai. The holy name delivered all those souls who were lowly and wretched. The two sinners, Jagai and Madai, are evidence of this. Ishta Deve Vijnapi, text 3. Balaram is non-different from Krishna, the only distinguishing feature between them being their complexion. Krishna is dark like a monsoon cloud and Balarama white. They are the supreme enjoyers, the real enjoyers, Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam. Unfortunately, the conditioned living beings try to usurp their position and imitate their pastimes. But material enjoyment can only be an ephemeral, perverted reflection of true bliss. Trying to grasp at it as it goes against our constitutional position, so we suffer and suffer until we abandon our false position and take full shelter of the Lord's lotus feet, which gradually extinguish all desire for independent enjoyment. We humbly bow down in the dust of Lord Balarama's almighty lotus feet. We can do nothing without his mercy because he is Adi Guru, the original spiritual master. May the darling son of Mother Rohini mercifully destroy with his club all the obstacles on our path. May he cultivate with his plough the field of our heart, wherein grows the creeper that bears the fruits of ecstatic love. Only he can give us the necessary strength to complete Vraja Mandal Parikrama, and only he can give us the strength to attain the ultimate goal of life. May he bless us all. Shri Balaram ki Jai. Bhakti Ratnakar says, Kachavana is where Krishna and his cowherd friends imitated turtles, Kachapa, while playing, and in Bhushanavana, the cowherd boys decorated Krishna with flower ornaments. So we are going to Viharavan. It's a fairly long walk to Viharavan. Vihara means to wander, and Krishna loved to wander in this forest, which was one of his favorite playgrounds. In one sense, the whole of Vrindavana is Krishna's playground, for he enjoyed his pastimes everywhere. When Nanda Maharaja was relocating from Gokula to Shakatavarta, Krishna and Balarama sat with their mothers on a bullock cart and gave them great bliss by their innocent conversation. Krishna asked Mother Rohini, Krishna, oh mother, where are we riding on this bullock cart? Rohini, Lala, crossing Yamuna, we are going to Vrindavan. Krishna, what are we going to do in Vrindavan? What's there for us? What abundant joy exists in Vrindavan for which we make such endeavors? Rohini, oh son, there are many places for playing and things to play with. Hearing this, Krishna Balarama became jubilant while saying, we will play in Vrindavan, started dancing in the bullock cart. We take darshan of the beautiful Radha Krishna deities here. Their Simhasana is decorated with colorful peacocks made from shiny paper. Next to the temple lies Vihara Kunda. Krishna played games with his cowherd friends here, and Srila Prabhupada describes them. Some of them gladly followed the peacocks and imitated the onomatopoetic sounds of the cuckoo. While the birds were flying in the sky, the boys ran after the birds' shadows along the ground and tried to follow their exact courses. Some of them went to the monkeys and silently sat down by them, and some of them imitated the dancing of the peacocks. Some of them caught monkeys by the tail and played with them, and when the monkeys jumped into a tree, the boys followed. When a monkey showed its face and teeth, a boy imitated and showed his teeth to the monkey. Some of the boys played with the frogs on the bank of the Yamuna, and when out of fear the frogs jumped into the water, the boys immediately dove in after them. And when the boys came out of the water and saw their own shadows, they would stand imitating, making caricatures and laughing. They would also go to an empty well and make loud sounds, and when the echo came back, they would call it ill names and laugh. Krishna Book, Chapter 12, Para 2. Akshaya Vat. In this land, the trees bend low, bowing down to the dust raised by Krishna and his cowherd friends. Here we see Akshaya Vat, the eternal banyan tree, under whose branches it said Krishna and his friends ate lunch and enjoyed wrestling games 5,000 years ago. They hung their lunch bags on this tree, and after playing, tending to their cows, and watching Krishna and Balarama kill ferocious demons, the boys would come back to this place to eat lunch. It is also said that the original tree was so gigantic that its branches extended across the Yamuna, which was flowing nearby at that time. The cowherd boys walked on those branches to cross the river. We offer our obeisances and touch our foreheads to this wonderful banyan tree, which has witnessed so many wonderful pastimes. Next we go to Tapovan. Tapovana on the bank of the Yamuna is cloaked in shrubbery and flowering plants. The presiding deities Sri Sri Radha Gunja Bihari are named after the auspicious Gunja plant. Here the gopis performed austerities for the entire month of Margashirsha, the month after Kartika, to get Krishna as their husband. During that period, they ate only unspiced khichdi. Every morning, the gopis bathed in the Yamuna before sunrise and then worshipped Katyayani Devi with this prayer.
कात्यायनी महामाये महायोगिनी अधीश्वरी नंदगोप सुतम देवी पतिं मे कुरुते नमः.
O goddess Katyayani, O great potency of the Lord, O possessor of great mystic power and mighty controller of all, please make the son of Nanda Maharaja my husband. I offer my obeisances unto you. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.22.4. As we skirt the Yamuna's sandy bank and walk toward Chirghat, our hearts swell with the awe at the beauty of the holy Dham. Our blissful party finally arrives at Chirghat, today's destination. It's here that Krishna stole the unmarried gopis' garments, fulfilling their desire to have him as their husband. The Garga Samhita says that these gopis were previously women from Mithila, where Sita Devi was born. When they saw Lord Ramachandra at his wedding, they too desired to have him as their husband. However, the Lord had vowed to accept only one wife. Instead, he fulfilled their desire when he appeared as Krishna in Dwapara Yuga. The pastime at Chirghat took place on the day the gopis completed their month-long vow of worshipping Katyayani. On that day, the young girls invited Srimati Radharani and other important gopis to join them, and together they all left their clothes on the river bank before taking their ceremonial bath and then playing in the Yamuna's waters. Krishna, being most pleased with the gopis, wanted to award them the result of their austerities. So he arrived on the scene with his youngest companions. The Lord stole the girls' garments and climbed with them to the top of a kadamba tree. Laughing, he called to the gopis from his perch to come out of the water and collect their clothes. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that although the gopis protested out of embarrassment, their hearts were filled with loving ecstasy because they knew Krishna was fulfilling their desires. A woman cannot be naked before any man other than her husband. The gopis, being simple souls and understanding that Krishna was determined, submissively abided by his request, thus satisfying him completely with their surrender. Lord Krishna said, O saintly girls, I understand that your real motive in this austerity has been to worship me. That intent of yours is approved of by me, and indeed it must come to pass. The desire of those who fix their minds on me does not lead to material desire for sense gratification. Just as barley corns burned by the sun and then cooked can no longer grow into new sprouts. Go now, girls, and return to Vraja. Your desire is fulfilled, for in my company you will enjoy the coming nights. After all, this was the purpose of your vow to worship Goddess Katyayani, O pure-hearted ones. Srimad Bhagavatam 10.22.25 to 27. About this pastime at Shiraghat, Srila Jiva Goswami writes, Krishna stole their cloth and their hearts, and returned only their cloth. He did not return their hearts, but hid them. Gopala Champu, Purva Champu. We offer our respectful obeisances to the deity of Katyayani Devi, installed here by Vajranabha. No one born in Vrindavan is ordinary. Prabhupada says, it may not be very palatable to hear, but those who live in Vrindavan and commit sinful activities take birth as dogs, monkeys and hogs here. In this way, by eating the dust of Vrindavan, they become purified and liberated. And what about those men down by the river who smoke ganja all day? Gurudas asks, oh, they get hippie bodies. Prabhupada laughs. With big beards and long hair, and they have to take births in San Francisco.
Thank you very much, Lavitangi Mataji. That was very nice reading. So, tomorrow we will be going to Chilghat to Mat. So, thank you very much. Anybody wants to say something?
Thank you very much, Lalitangi Mataji. Thank you for the beautiful reading. It was enjoyed. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Shamagori Mataji, for giving this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, Shyamagori Mataji and Lalitangi Mataji. Very nice to hear all these pastimes also and parikrama. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, when we actually visit the place, we don't know the pastime. But here in the book, we are getting like what are the pastimes of the place also.
Yeah. So it's very nice because when I was going there, sometimes I missed the class. So I wouldn't know what the pastime took place and like that. But it's very nice. So thank you. I was asking for nectar and then you are giving nectar every single day. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shyamagori Mataji.
Thank you, Shamagari Mataji, for taking this initiative and doing it so much. And thank you, Lalitangi Mataji, for reading today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, so should we stop today? Because we are done with our date 26.
Thanks so much, Shamagori Mataji. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, let's end the call here, paying obeisances to all the devotees. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Mandal Parikrama ki jai.
Jai.
All those Srila Prabhupada to all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much.
Her Grace Vinaya Mataji ki jai, Her Grace Shyamagari Mataji ki jai, Her Grace Lalitangi Mataji ki jai.
Jai. Thank you.
Thank you Mataji, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Today. Very nice.